Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Trishy and for today's Yin Yoga class we will be celebrating the summer solstice. So the day in the year where we have the most sunlight, daylight, and it's a great day to celebrate. So come and take a comfortable seat, cross-legged, kneeling, or up on a block. Feel free to place your palms on top of your knees. And if you would like to, you can close your eyes. Let's just take a moment here to ground down to the practice. To find the source of light inside your heart. Bring your palms together in front of your heart center, and let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. The first pose that we're going to take is a toe squat. So come and sit back on your heels while bending through the balls of your feet so that the toes are connected down to the mat. Just take a look at your baby toes and just make sure that they're touching the ground. If you would like less intensity in the pose, you can just bring your palms back down to the earth. If not, just sit your hips back on your heels and place your palms on top of your thighs. You can straighten up through the spine, bringing your shoulders onto the back body and your chin roughly parallel to the ground. So of course, Yin Yoga is obviously known for coolness and grounding and quietness, not as much as to the Yang counterpart of yoga, but there are some Yin Yoga poses that do stoke the fire. So we're going to be exploring a few of those poses today, this being one of them. If you feel like you need to bring your palms back down to the ground, go ahead and do so. If this is your first Yin Yoga class, we hold passive poses for minutes at a time, relaxing all the muscles so the good stress goes into the joints and connective tissues, strengthening and lengthening them. On a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of sensation, 10 being you feel pain and 1 being you don't feel any sensation at all, you want to stay around a 4 or a 5. Try to be aware of the sensation going on in your feet right now, being the witness to that high sensation. And lean forward, release, coming into tabletop pose on hands and knees. And you can just feel free to tap the tops of your feet down onto the mat. I find that that releases the sensation. So instead of curling your toes under, sit back on your heels so that the tops of your feet are flat on the mat. And then bring your hands roughly underneath the shoulder blades behind you, fingertips pointing forward for an ankle stretch. So you can feel free to bend through the elbows, keeping your shoulders down and away from the ears. And you can lean back as far as you are comfortable, staying at your edge. And if that means that you're bringing your knees off the ground, that's perfectly fine. And then slowly begin to lean forward, coming back into tabletop pose on hands and knees. You can feel free to press through your ankle and your heel just to release the sensation in your ankles and feet. From here, step your right foot to the outer edge of your right palm. And then lift your right toes up, rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot, letting your right knee splay out to the side. You can either stay up on your arms, on your palms, or you can lower down to the forearms. So this is meant to open the front of the thigh, the hip flexors, as well as the right hip. And if you want to use a prop like I'm doing, you can bring a block underneath the head. It just makes the pose a little bit more comfortable. So this is winged dragon flying low. And I can't think of a more suitable pose for the summer solstice. Try to push equally through both forearms, so you're not putting too much weight on one side more than the other. And you can always place props underneath the left thigh or under the chest, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. If the sensation is creeping up to be too high, you can always back out of the pose and just take a simple child's pose. Keep relaxing all your muscles as you let gravity guide you. If you were down on your forearms, begin to lift back up, pressing into one palm and then the other. Slowly bring the right knee back center, and then you can feel free to extend the right leg out behind you, pressing through the heel. And then we'll take the other side. So step your left foot to the outer edge of your left palm, rolling onto the outer edge of the left foot, and letting your left knee roll out to the side. You can let your hips move forward and down, and you can feel free to stay up on the palms, straightening through the arms, or you can lower down onto a block or a pillow, coming onto your forearms. So one of the things that this pose can teach us is mental resilience. And scan your body to feel all the sensations, relaxing every muscle down. If you were down on your forearms, begin to press back into your palms. Slowly release the left knee and leg back behind you. You can extend through the heel if that feels good. If you're using a prop, just move it off to the side for now and then lower all the way down onto your tummy, coming onto the forearms. We're going to take a laying quad stretch, but we're going to grasp the foot with an opposite palm. So bring your right arm, your right forearm, in about a 45-degree angle out in front of your chest. Bend through your right knee and reach back with your left palm, grabbing onto whatever side of the foot feels most comfortable to you. If the grab of the foot is not possible today, you can always grab a strap or a belt and work the pose from there. Relax everything that doesn't need to be working or moving. And keep both hip bones grounded to the earth. If you wanted to lower your forehead down onto the back of your right palm, just go ahead. Feel free to adjust your body any way that places the stretch on the front of the right thigh and hip flexors. And slowly release the hold of the left foot. We'll just go to the opposite side, so bring your left forearm into a 45-degree angle. Bend through your left foot and knee so that your foot is pointing towards the sky. And go ahead and reach back with your right hand, clasping on to hold to the left foot. You can stay raised up, or you can feel free to lower your forehead down onto the left palm. You can also feel free to modify your body in any way that places the stretch onto the left thigh and hip flexor. Feel free to grab a strap and loop it around your left foot if your palm is slipping or you can't quite reach all the way back. Very gently release the hold of the foot, letting both feet come back down to the mat. You can place your forehead on both palms and just windshield wiper your legs from side to side, bending through the knees. And come back into tabletop pose, pressing into the palms. Bring your hips over top of your knees. Feel free to grab a block or pillow. The next pose will be melting heart. So you're gonna lower your chest all the way down as far as it will go onto a block, or just letting gravity guide you. And then you can lower your forehead down onto the mat. I'm using my eye pillow as a prop that makes the forehead resting a little bit more soothing. And then you can extend your arms out in front of you. Try to get as comfortable as you can in the pose. So it's a heart opener, but it's also very grounding. try to do a scan of your body. Now that your heart is so close to your face and you're introverted in the pose onto the ground, try to relax any kind of tightness you may have in your jaw, in your spine, in your shoulders or your tummy. The best way that Yin Yoga does the work to the joints and connective tissues in our bodies is by staying still in the pose. So if you're fidgeting, it might be a sign of going past your edge, or that you just need to adjust something on your body and get comfortable again. Slowly press back into the arms, walking your palms back. If you're using a block, you can place it lengthways to the front edge of your mat. And if you have a second block, place it lengthways to the long edge of your mat. So we're going to come into reclined fish or supported fish. And the first block is going to go right in between the shoulder blades, not any lower than that, and then the second block is there to support your head. So if you don't have blocks at home, you can always use pillows or a rolled up blanket. Relax down onto your props, and you can feel free to bring the soles of your feet together, but I'm just extending my legs down and onto the mat. Take a moment and get comfortable. Supported fish is one of my favorite Yin Yoga poses. Bring your awareness into your breath and your body. Slowly begin to wake up and roll to one side. Coming onto your forearm, you can move the props off to the side and then lie back down. We're going to take a reclined twist on both sides before coming into Shavasana. So bring your arms into a cactus shape and then shift your hips an inch or two over to the right and then drop both knees over to the left. You can always place a prop underneath the knees. Try to keep that right shoulder blade grounded down to the mat so both collarbones are pointing up towards the sky. Very slowly, bring both knees back to center, shifting your hips back into the midline. Take a moment to see how you feel after that pose. And then we'll go to the opposite side. So shift your hips an inch or two over to the left, and then drop both knees over to the right. You can place a block underneath the knees if your left shoulder is lifting off the ground, and you can also place a block in between the knees. Slowly lift your knees back to center and shift your hips back center as well. You can bring your arms down alongside the body, shoulders onto the back body, and palms facing up. Extend through your legs and relax them out to the sides. Take this moment, take these few minutes to yourself, and reflect on what fills your heart full of light. What fills your heart full of love? Begin to deepen your breath, wiggling fingers and toes. Feel free to raise your arms overhead and take a really big stretch. Then roll over to one side and come and sit up and take a comfortable seat. You can feel free to close your eyes. May the light shine in your heart always. always feel joy and love in your life. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing today with me, yogis. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful summer solstice. Thank you so much. Namaste.